We return now to the fight in the central courtyard of the oasis. The newly reborn orbs of the fallen spirit Naga continue to pulsate, threatening to recurse the newly cleansed oasis. Range, as it is going to pulse out. It's going to be hitting everybody. Can I get a con save from everybody, please?
Cool, one of the ones I have stuff on.
11 from
DC
Sherry.
12.
17 for Francis.
10 plus 3, 13.
16 plus 4 for 30, 20.
Okay, so it's not like Sherilyn's the only one who's going to fail here. I'm so sorry. Sherilyn, you're going to take 2 points of thunder damage and be pushed back an additional 10 feet. Which honestly might be in your
Might
favor.
work in my favor, yes. Yes, get me away from these scoundrels. My pride's injured enough already.
Push you back 10 feet here. That brings us to 3 of the Shadow Dads, seeing as 3 of them rolled the same initiative here.
Shadow Daddy, but not the hot kind.
As they're all going to swarm Sherilyn here, all 3 of them clumbering in these shadowy forms, kind of half crawling, moving into a stand before they just bring their fists up overhand, and all 3 of them just trying to take over her position as she defends with her sword and shield. None of them are attacking at advantage. I actually think they're still in the light, so all 3 of these will be at disadvantage as Francis's magic keeps their power at bay.
Meter beat 18.
Oh, hell yeah. The first one doesn't come anywhere close to that. Second one, it's a nat 20, but disadvantage. That's an 18 on the second roll there. And then third one, 15 plus 2, and then a 7. All right, so I just have the 1 hit here from these trio of attacks. One of them is able to, as just finding a little bit of a weakness in your defense, as all 3 of them attack at once, able to make his way through here. That's going to be 7 points of necrotic damage. And -1 from your strength score. That could have been worse.
I think that is worse. I think that does put me in the negatives now on my modifier.
Well, I mean, it could have been a 4.
Yes.
But it is a 1. All right, and only one of their shadows hit. Hell yeah for Francis's light. With that brings us to Plato.
It's the fucking orbs, the fucking shadows around Sherilyn. Fuck me.
I will say the shadows I think we can deal with easier. We just need to get rid of the orbs as quick as possible.
All right, you can get in close and try and drop a radiance, or not a radiance of dawn, a word of radiance in there.
Should the need arise, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was thinking I could try and use Tasha's caustic, but it doesn't do enough quick enough, I don't think, to the way that you can with radiant. So, I mean, I can hit anything in here. I think I have 250 fucking feet of spell range, so I'm gonna back up. These orbs suck. Eventually they will get me, but I have some time. And I'm gonna try and level an Eldritch Blast at this closest one. I think we'll see if it can take force damage, huh?
We'll test the theory if it's just radiant or any magical.
And that way I can at least try and keep that first level spot left for a silvery barbs if we really, really, really need it. Okay. Here we go. Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
I have only rolled like 20s and 1s during this fight.
Plato is a man of extremes.
You don't have to roll me damage, and we do learn something here, which is that force damage does work. As you see the force damage of your Eldritch Blast course directly towards the center of this orb, there is this small black crystal that completely unseen to you all right at the center of it. As the nat 20, as the Eldritch Blast hits that orb, hits the crystal at the center of the orb, depowering it completely as the orb goes flying hundreds of feet directly to the north here. As the orb falls apart, there's that implosion sound, and then just a couple seconds later, as the small black crystal implodes further to the north here, leaving you out of the range, as you Eldritch Blast easily clearing the southern orb.
Fucking Plato's relief at having destroyed that before a Shadow Waldo came out of it is incredible.
It was next turn.
In that relief, he shouts to Sherilyn, "Hang in there, Sherilyn! No more Shadow Fathers!"
She's currently surrounded by a horde of shadow daddies.
Amazing. Any bonus action?
Nope. Unfortunately, all my sorceress tricks are used up, and I don't need to Misty Step because I am so far from everything.
Must be nice.
That brings us to the northern orb, which is a 70-foot radius here as it pulses out with this monochromatic energy. Francis and Sherilyn, I need a wisdom saving throw from both of you.
Balls.
God.
It's be 15 for Francis.
Holy shit, you guys. I swapped dice. For the record, first roll was a critical failure. Second roll was a 6 plus 2 for an 8.
Sherilyn has not rolled above a 10 in like 3 turns.
I guess I could win the lottery now, though.
You see Sherilyn lose all color,
My hair!
going completely monochromatic.
Whoa.
Like albino, or
Like in an
her
old
hair is
cartoon.
black, her skin is white.
Like being filmed in black and white.
Oh,
But she's just standing sail with it.
you.
You hear the staticky, like rolling old-timey film sound?
He's gone toony.
All right, that brings us to the rightmost pulse, which is going to pulse out with 70 feet here.
Hey, if you fail this, will you get your color back?
That's everybody again. It's going to be an intelligence saving throw.
You know, Sherilyn was a pizza. She'd be about a third of a pizza, so maybe we shouldn't make jokes about her failing more saving throws, okay?
You're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
What does the save on that?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. That was a 12 from Plato.
30-20 for Anara.
Okay, hear me out. 19 plus 2. 21. All
The
right.
tide's
That's
turning.
definitely going to save.
Karma is real. That's a natural 3.
Oh, it hit.
All right.
Oh, God, it got Francis.
You've been cursed.
So Francis and Plato, the orb here to the east completely fades away as it takes on a new form. Something terrifying, horrifying, specific to you, your vision of fear. As you look at it, you don't have to describe it. The audience doesn't need to know. But the thing you fear most is standing there right now. Whatever it is playing out in the shadowy form in front of you as you both have the frightened condition and cannot move willingly closer to the orb.
Did you just call it the orb?
The orb.
Dorbed.
Which brings us to Inara at the start of initiative.
See, Sherilyn lost her color, literally. Francis and Plato lost it figuratively.
Okay. I think she would take some inspiration from how Plato was able to destroy one of the orbs using non-radiant damage, and she's okay, I got this. Focuses real hard on the orb to the west, the second one. Holding up both hands this time to cast Firebolt. Is this an advantage? Alright, because I'm still in the light?
No, I think that only had to do with the shadow creatures.
Okay. Oh, thank God, that was a natural 20.
Again? We hate the orbs.
So that's 10 points of fire damage, and then roll plus 5, so 15 points of fire damage.
As the fire hits it, it seems to completely dissipate and be absorbed by the shadow.
Okay, so
Bitch.
fire doesn't work, she calls out to everyone.
Well, that does narrow down our possibilities.
A loss for the scientific method.
Or when we still learn something.
True, yes. I'm just disappointed.
And then she's gonna move forward and flank one of the shadow daddies that are surrounding Sherilyn, holding her dagger out at the ready to help protect her friend who's been getting real fucked up this fight.
It's a tradition. What can I say?
So happy I didn't have to roll for 4 waddles here. All right, that brings us to the last of Sherilyn's Shadow Fathers, who's going to take up a flanking position here, canceling out the disadvantage from the light to bring it to a straight roll, which is going to be a natural 1, as it
But don't
just
scare me
eat
with that natural shit, dude.
Natural one, not being able to do anything here, which brings us to Sherilyn.
My victories are your failures in this instance. Well, if they all already have disadvantage, then I guess that would ruin the point of taking a dodge action here, wouldn't it? And we have no spell slots, and we have no strength. Literally -1 modifier to strength. So I think instead I will use the one cantrip, yes, as a paladin, that I have because of my racial bonus. And I will cast Sword Burst, I think, on this Shadow Daddies, as she is frightfully turning on her feet, looking at all of these copies of her father who are staring her down menacingly. It's like she can almost smell remembrances of him specifically. And she says, "Stay away from me." And I need a dexterity saving throw from all of the not hot Shadow Daddies.
11, 9, 10, 18. 11, 9, 10, 18.
Okay, so only the 18 will succeed. The rest of them will be taking 3 force damage.
Hell yeah. As your voice ripples through these creatures.
And unfortunately, I think that is the most effective I have been all combat. So I will be here in case anyone is wondering.
I think it's so funny that your one cantrip is you shoot swords out of yourself in all directions. I know I mentioned that the last time you used it, but that's why I was excited. I think
every time I use it, I just think of Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tale when she just summons swords out of the ether.
It's just a defense
Sherilyn,
mechanism.
you've been pushed back a couple times now, and as you regain your footing and kind of your defensive position, and you see that you kind of look over yourself colorless as you ready yourself against these shadowy figures. You see underneath your right foot, as you kind of crunch on it a little bit, the hilt of the sword that formed that large watery blade that was being wielded by the Naga.
She lifts her foot to look at it as she hears the metal on metal crunching sound, and is twisted over her shoulder to regard it.
All right. That brings us to Francis.
Well, unfortunately, I can no longer come to assist Stalder as I am staring down something that is truly frightening to Francis. Do I have disadvantage on that same object?
Yes. Yeah, you have the frightened condition.
Which orb was that, though? Was that orb 2 that did that to us?
The most east one, yeah.
East one. Orb 4,
Okay.
for your labeling.
So, yeah.
Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear, so all attack rolls will be at disadvantage while it's within your line of sight.
So even just it being there, I have disadvantage on attack rolls. Balls. I am not wasting my one spell slot on a disadvantage roll.
That's more than fair.
Do you have a spell slot that would impose a saving throw? I guess not, because then it would be a condition that it's a creature, and these are probably definitely not creatures.
Yeah, we know at least Sacred Flame doesn't work on it, because he tried to use that in the cave and couldn't find anything in there.
So instead, I'm going to use Sacred Flame on the flanking dad towards Sir Stalder.
Heck yeah. Is that a dex save?
As a dex save.
All right, it's at disadvantage because he's in your previously created sunlight. That is a 7 total.
That will fail.
Hell yeah. This is the one that was not hurt by Sword Burst.
Hit him straight in the beer belly.
4 for 8 damage.
That's all you need again, as it has 16 HP total, as it doubles up, as you again Sacred Flame this shadow completely out of existence, just burning it with your holy light.
Oh, have I been within range of your smoke? Your feel-good smoke?
Just outside of it.
Just outside of it, drat.
And unfortunately, I cannot come to you.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it.
You can move to the right here, because that's not willingly closer. You know what I mean? Like, that's not closer. That's equidistant.
Yeah, I guess it's still staying within like the same distance away. Inhale the smoke.
When I have a moment, aka when it is on my turn.
But that will be his turn.
All right. That brings us to the healing spear that we know also to do a thunder wave. It's covering the whole battlefield now as it pulses out. I need a con save from everybody.
Gonna get fucking thrown around in here.
It's a pinball machine in there.
Nope, that's a 2.
Sherilyn gets 15.
17 plus 1 for 21 for an hour.
4 + 1 for a 5.
So Plato and Francis, you're both pushed back 10 feet and take 3 points of thunder damage.
I think my ass just slams into the wall.
Sherilyn, you watch as this light covers these shadows near you. They are fully healed as their mass is completely rebuilt from your sword burst.
And I watch with despair as the source of my potential healing smoke is pushed further away.
I think she's still in it if I'm being pushed diagonal that way.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my goodness, just barely.
Francis like sliding on his heels.
I have been pushed way too many times.
All right, Sherilyn, here comes 3 Shadow Fathers, all of them making their attacks at disadvantage as they are in the light, and no one is flanking anymore as they all try to swarm you. First one's definitely going to miss with disadvantage. Second one, what's your AC?
18.
Oh yeah, nowhere close. All right, third one, as they all just try to swarm you, you're able to hold your position. That would hit. Let's see. All right, I got 1 hit again. It's not a crit because of the disadvantage. It's just a 17 on the die plus 4.
Here it comes, the last silvery barbs.
Okay, I have, at the moment, 12 hit points and a 9 as my strength score. So I don't know if it would kill me. I might be able to take 1 more.
You said it's not a crit.
Not a crit.
Would
Would have been a crit.
I wouldn't
but
use
disadvantage
it. I think
made it.
I
I'm
can
not
take
going to do
one
it
more
yet.
hit.
I thought your
Yeah.
strength score was a little bit lower. I thought we were in 4-5 territory. Okay, we can hold on a little bit
Nah.
longer.
I'm at negative
We are
1.
pushing Sherilyn to her fucking limit.
That's
As
going
usual.
to be 8 necrotic damage and a -4 from your strength score.
Okay, hold on. I've never had a strength score this low. What is a 5?
Can't wear heavy armor anymore, that's for sure. As you just kind of fall down, I think.
I don't think I'll be able to move. I have a -3 to my strength score.
You just stand in your ground.
Yeah, I don't think you can physically move your armor anymore.
Or lift my sword. What is the equivalent of a 5 in strength?
Bats have 1. Commoners have 10.
So you're somewhere between a rat and a commoner, Rob's saying. That's rough.
I think, like, what does a boar have? Like a wild boar. Oh, that's a 13. Okay.
I am weaker than a pig. Oh, good.
Maybe like a child? Like a little kid.
I'm seeing Quasit. I'm seeing Quickling. Definitely something that's small.
Like an imp. Something with very tiny hands and spindly arms. Okay, hear me out. I think what Sherilyn is feeling mentally, because she's already fucked up physically in this moment, I think mentally what she's feeling is a return to adolescence, like a type of regression, right? As she's becoming weaker and weaker, and in a sense, like losing her life's experience and the strength that she's built over her life. And she's surrounded by this person who has traumatized her.
Oh my God.
So I think that even right now, her strength of will is probably starting to fade a little bit as she's overwhelmed with feeling like she's back in this terrible moment of her life.
Plato, that's your go.
Good luck, Plato.
Yep, good luck, Plato. As the recent thunderous blast that I failed, and also I'm very frightened of the thing that I'm seeing over there, which I will say, it looks like a very specific, well, let's say that if you saw it reflected in Plato's eyes, it would probably be the enormous shadow of a crab. He is going to level an Eldritch Blast over at that orb number 2. He's got the spell sniper. We got to get rid of these orbs.
It will be at disadvantage because of the frightened condition.
Fucking sucks. I already think that's not going to hit because these orbs have a high AC. Yeah, it's a 7 and an 8, both +5. So I think I'm only hitting like a.
Unfortunately, just goes wide, smashes into a pillar behind it, kind of clearing off some of the marble.
Yes. Yeah, he's sort of in the rubble created from when he smashed into the wall there, and he just cannot aim it. Too frightened of the crab.
Time to learn something new about the orbs as they pulse out 80 feet. As they retake their orb form, this actually won't hit Francis or Plato. You watch as Sherilyn's color is regained, as it like kind of takes in for a second and then pulses out with this monochrome energy again. It seems that the effect only lasts until they go again, if that makes sense, as it's going to pulse out. It's just going to be a wisdom saving throw from Inara and Sherilyn as the monochrome energy tries to take again.
It's a 13.
Okay, so I have +0, so that's a straight 14.
13 and 14 both will save. It's a DC 12 from that one. As you both hold on to your color, Sherilyn, you regain your color.
I don't think she even really notices right now.
As Francis and Plato, your frightening condition ends as whatever this is reforms itself into an orb as it again pulses out across the battlefield. And I need an intelligence saving throw from everybody.
Take 2.
11 from Sherry.
That's a 12 for Francis.
Int is +2, 14 +2, 16.
18 plus 5, 23.
Yeah, Sherilyn, you were the only one affected. As an object of your great fear forms here, you have the frightening condition. Which brings us to Inara.
Okay, seeing Sherilyn crumbled, weak, terrified of both the shadows of her father, bringing up her, like, past trauma, I guess, and now the orb as well. She's like, oh boy, as the strongest of us is now a puddle on the floor. She's gonna cast Green Flame Blade on her dagger. As she swings out at the fat Shadow Daddy in front of her. That is 16 on the die, plus 5. Awesome. So 21 to hit the first one.
Heck yeah.
The fire damage jumps to the second target. So slashing damage to the first target. Nice. So 7 points of slashing damage to the first shadow. And then it just gets 3 points of fire damage to the second one.
Hell yeah. You see the fire damage doesn't seem to be as effective as it kind of dissipates throughout the shadowy form. But the first one looks very hurt.
Which fucking sucks, because it's the most I can do is mostly fire, and I am pretty useless, but I can't cast a bonus action spell. Damn it.
You cast a bonus action spell. You used a cantrip for an action.
Oh, amazing! Okay, then she's going to cast Healing Word on the crumpled up Sherilyn on the ground.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that was 2 on the die, plus 3, 5 HP. Back to you, Sherilyn.
We're still in single digits, but better than we were. And I will also remark, if more than one of these hits me, there is a potential that Sherilyn will just die because she's at 5 strength right now.
Sherilyn, that brings us to your turn. Your foot crunching against the metal.
The Shadow Daddies, are they in light right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Francis dispelled all magical darkness within 30 feet when he used his channel divinity.
Okay, cool. Then again, using the dodge action would be redundant, so I don't see a point in doing that.
Hey, that you feel that weapon click underneath your feet?
I think she could still stand with 5 strength, but I don't think she can really move. Because it's kind of like when a child puts on a very heavy set of armor or a pair of shoes that's too big and they can't really move out of the place that they're in. And so I think feeling utterly ineffective in this moment, I think she would too weary to even lift her spear all the way over her shoulder. I think she's going to dig the tip of it into the ground. Here it looks like it's a flower bed or something, so it goes into the dirt, and she will lean backwards and down into the flower bed and wrap her fingers around the hilt of this weapon.
As you do so, coming out of the hilt, you feel it emanate from you. This beautiful golden light as it solidifies into this kind of half corporeal, half ethereal golden spear. It feels weightless in your hand. It doesn't use strength if you don't want it to. As you hold it, it kind of emanates. You can attack with your dexterity with this weapon as you hold a +1 ethereal spear.
I think that would distract her from how afraid she is at the moment. And without specifying, I think she is hearing a very particular scene instead of maybe seeing it from the source of her fear. And as she's being surrounded and she feels the dread creep in, holding this magical weapon would remind her that she's rooted in this moment right now and that she still has a chance to remedy it. Is picking up the weapon going to count as my action?
No, reaction.
Okay. If that's the case, then I think that's probably preferable to stabbing. Or to bursting. The stabbing is probably better than the bursting. So let's give it a go. All of these heal to full, correct? From the last...
The one that Inara just hit is looking very hurt.
All right, then why don't we start with that one? I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely. You do have a flanking position with Inara, so it'll cancel out the disadvantage to make it a straight roll.
Okay. Well, and it's +1 weapon.
Here we go. Here it is. Perfect. Ethereal weapon. When you make a melee attack with the ethereal weapon, you can make an ethereal strike. Instead of making an attack roll, the target makes a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes the weapon's damage.
Oh, well, can I choose to do that now?
You absolutely can. As you feel the ethereal weapon take hold, you can, instead of just swiping out at it, you can just kind of form the weapon directly in this thing's being, as the spear seems to fade and reglow in your hand.
Yes, I think being how weak she is, I think that would be a preferred option. So, does it have a predetermined save DC, or is it using my spell save?
So the save DC is 8 plus either your strength or dex modifier, your choice each time, because it has the finesse property plus your proficiency bonus.
Well, I think we have to use dex right now from Sherry, which even then is not great, but I think either way, maybe it's a better choice than trying to hit it straight. So her modifier for dex is a 0.
So it'll be 10 total?
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, that is a 3 on the die plus 2 for 5 total.
Okay, then yes, then this spear of radiant light is going to be inserted through this ghost of her father. I think it would be from the angle that she pulled this thing out from the ground and as she's raising it. I think it would do like an upwards jabbing motion towards his neck.
Oh yeah, as it just forms there. Like the spear continues to form until it reaches his neck, as it like kind of clips through him for a moment. As he takes the full weapon damage, this sword is magic, so he does not have resistance here.
Oh, what was the die on that?
For the ethereal, it takes the form of a spear in your hand, so it's still going to be a spear damage, and then it's going to be +1 because it is magic. It's a +1 weapon.
Okay, she's one-handing it, so... Good God, Sherry. Okay, so it's going to be 4 total damage. I rolled a 1.
4 total damage as the spear cuts through. That shadow looks incredibly, incredibly hurt.
Oh, my divine favor is not attached to my weapon, so would that also apply then on this hit?
100%. It's still going.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a D6?
D4.
D4? There's no way it doesn't kill him here because the radiant damage is doubled and he has 2 HP remaining. This.
Yeah, you said that the beam of light like grew towards him, penetrating through him, and as it does so, the light grows wider and bigger and brighter as it does so. And instead of it having like a physical injury, I feel like it has more of a screaming as the stab goes through it, and rising from the weapon, the light of her divinity is not yellow. It's more ethereal. It's more purples and blues and things like that. It's like a subtle reassuring whispering sound as it penetrates through this shadow version of her father and vanquishes it.
Like hot metal, the gold of the spear begins to melt away as it's fully forged, taking on the light of your energy, as these purples and blues begin to kind of like veins run through the metal as the gold dissipates away. That brings us to Francis. Francis, you are no longer frightened, as the orb just looks like an orb to you again, as you saved this round against it. What do you do?
Well, regardless of that fact, seeing that despite Sherilyn now being able to fend for herself, she is still looking rather beat up. So he is going to run up beside her, and once again, he is going to cast Word of Radiance.
Hell yeah, that's a con save?
Con save.
Con save from both the remaining Sherilyn fathers. Oh, that's a 3 on the die from the first one, and a 12 on the die from the second one. I have a +1, so 13.
Both will fail.
Both will fail.
I feel like we should get a little stinger for that spell. That's like the spell Rob hates.
Francis, how much? It's temp HP. No, it's straight HP.
Straight HP. 1d4. 3 on the die, so 6 doubled.
Heck yeah, as 6 radiant damage pulses out from you.
Now, Sherilyn.
Hi.
How really hurt are you?
Less than a third? I can't move. I can hardly raise my weapon. Weightless as it is currently. The bottom of my shield is like rooted on the ground, though I hold it.
And these two shadow dads have been pretty hard hitting, right?
I'm not so worried about the damage as I am about them sapping what is left of my strength. They still have disadvantage to hit me, and I believe Plato still has a silvery barbs if we really needed it.
Which obviously that doesn't guarantee a miss, though. It's just a reroll, so it'll
Just
stop
in
a
case.
crit, but yeah.
If I had to choose, I would say maybe kill one of the ads, because I think I could sustain the damage of the other orbs, but maybe not the sapping of the strength from the ads.
If that's the case, then Francis is going to use his bonus action and his last spell slot to cast Shield of Faith on Sherilyn.
Inspiration. You could take inspiration for that. What does that look like?
So as he's running up, he is going to see that the Shadow Dads still are there. And even though like they're not going to be distracted from Sherilyn, he is going to basically sidestep more in between her and them. And the smoke will kind of like rise and like give off that radiant pulse and kind of like shroud her in the smoke.
Amazing.
So you now have +2 AC.
She's feeling very humbled right now.
All right, that brings us to the healing / thunder wave orb as it pulses out, filling the battlefield with this light. You do watch it. It's going to heal these Shadow Fathers for quite a bit of health, almost back to full. As it pulses out, I need a DC 12 con save from everybody.
14 for Sherry.
Saves. No damage on save.
4 as I get fucking knocked against this wall again.
Over and over again.
18 + 1 for 19.
19 + 2 for 21. I'm rolling so well today. Like, I'm really worried for when the other side of this hits.
Alright, Plato, that's going to be 6 points of thunder damage.
You just see his head just like snap back and get thrown up against the pillar behind him again. Ugh.
That brings us to the Shadow Sherilyn Fathers. They're both going to lash out, both at disadvantage here against a DC, what is it, AC 20 Sherilyn right now?
Yep, AC 20.
All right, they're gonna, and this is with disadvantage. Okay, no fucking way. I just rolled a 2 twice on the first one. Second one, all right, that is a natural 20, but disadvantage. All right, 16 total will not hit. Yeah, no, they both miss this array of attacks, getting closer and closer to hitting. But this holy light, both the blues and purples coming off your spears and Francis's divine shield keep you protected for now. Plato, that's your go.
Well, I'm the guy trying to get rid of these orbs as we're dealing with that shadow situation, so I'm gonna keep on orbing. As I see this orb to the left, I'm not frightened anymore, so I get to make a straight shot. That's a 15. 15 + 5. Don't even seeing everyone, the shimmering of the gods that is being brought together. He shoots another ether blast just across the battlefield to hit the second orb. I didn't roll damage on the last one, but that was a nat 20. Would you like me to roll damage for this?
Yeah. I will tell you right now, you just need to do 5 points of force damage total here.
Okay, it's a 1d20 from it's a 1d10 for Eldritch Blast, so let's see. 6.
Yes! As, again, this small black gemstone within the orb just goes flying into a pillar, following that same as it implodes, ending the healing as well as the thunder pulse that seems to radiate throughout the battlefield here.
I'm as far back as I can get from any of the orbs, and I'm not a man with bonus actions, so...
All right, we're at 90 feet radius for the orbs. The one to the north will hit everyone but Plato, as I need a wisdom saving throw against the monochromatic energy.
When was it that the fear potentially ends, by the way? The fear condition?
It's going to end right now, as it
Right
pulses
now,
again with that same fear and an intelligence saving throw from everybody.
17 for Anara.
16 for Sherry.
Oh yeah, and then make that int save as well. So first is a wisdom save, then an int save. Both are DC 12.
So Francis is going to get a 9 on the int save.
On the int save, okay. The int save, the source of your fear, once again reforms out of the shadow.
Yeah, Plato's frightened again too. He only got a 10 total, 8 plus 2. Fucking scary ass orb is kicking my ass.
15 plus 3 for the int save, so 18.
And then a 21
yeah.
for Sherry.
Hell yeah, you save on both of those. Yeah, thankfully the int one does not do damage. Just can't keep making you go closer. All right, okay.
The disadvantage to try and hit the orbs is such a motherfucker for me, though.
It definitely is. As we go back to Inara, Sherilyn on deck. Inara, you've got these two pretty hurt. They were healed a bit before that orb was destroyed. They're actually looking pretty good. Two pretty good looking shadows that are very ugly, grotesque shadow Sherilyn fathers in front of you, in front of this cavalcade of holy lights joining before you. Two of the orbs have been cleared. It's your go. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I have no chance against the orbs, unfortunately. So she's going to try and flank with Francis, one of the shadow dads, in the hopes of freeing him up to deal with the orbs because she has given up. Okay. Attacking with her dagger of venom, magical weapon, 12 on the die plus 5.
That will hit.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, AC 12. Oh, roll with advantage, though, because you're flanking, just in case you crit.
Okay. No. Next one was an 11. For 5 points of slashing damage.
Oh, yeah. As your magic dagger cuts through the shadow in front of you.
Fortunately, I don't have any bonus actions, so that should be it for me.
All right, that brings us to Sherilyn.
Thank you for flanking. I was going to make the same attack and have it roll a saving throw, but I think instead it might just be better, mathematically speaking, to try and hit it with advantage here.
Yeah. Using your dex modifier.
Yes.
Finesse. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, since it's a 0 and not a negative. Yeah, that's the preferred option.
And now don't forget that you have 1d4 healing.
So
yeah, I've been doing it, and I'm back to full HP, which I feel bad about considering what everyone else is going through.
All right, the higher of the two rolls is going to be a 17 plus 3 for a dirty 20.
That definitely is.
That's going to be 6 damage total.
Cutting directly through. It's barely holding on to life as its form completely dissipates, becoming this waver of shadow as it tries to remain.
She pulled out the last attack and then throws all of the strength that she has left in her body behind her shoulder. It goes in for another stab, being this one. And she doesn't have a second attack at this level. So, oh, right. We can't forget the divine favor as well.
Yes, please. Oh, again, this thing has 2 health and it's vulnerable to radiant damage. So no matter what, that will kill it. As again, it had 8 HP, you did 6, it has 2 left. So this will kill it. What does that look like?
I think it would be similar to last time, except I feel like, I mean, it's hard to gauge the intelligence of this ethereal, aberrant creature, right? And as she stabs through the first one, and destroys it in just this fading scream and burst of the Watcher's energy, the second one and the third one have turned towards it and have witnessed that. She throws in her second attack, and this one, already sort of feared by that first one that had utterly decimated it, is then met with the same fate.
Yeah, I love it. It is dead. Only one shadow remains. Anything else in your go, Sherilyn?
I cannot move, so I will stare down the final Shadow Daddy with slightly more confidence than I had about 12 seconds ago.
Oh, Shadow Daddies.
Francis, that's your go. One Shadow Daddy remains, 2 orbs remain.
Well, considering the fact that he is once again scared by the, to everyone else, unknown entity of the 4th orb, he's going to see that the Shadow Dads have dissipated and seen the last one in front of him. He is going to, again, just cast Sacred Flame on this hopefully last shadow figure that they have.
But yeah, he is in the light, so the saving throw will be at disadvantage. That's an 18 and a 8. 10 total.
10 will fail.
Hell yeah. 6.
4 for 8 radiant.
Okay, yeah, he's barely standing, but he is still alive as the holy light kind of consumes him. It looks like he's going to get one more attack off on Sherilyn here. Unless anything else in your go?
Fortunately, he is too frozen to do anything else, so that will be it.
That's all right, because the incense of the lover is really invigorating me.
All right, with that, we are at the last Shadow Dad, as he is going to, at disadvantage in the daylight created by Francis, try to strike out at Sherilyn, who is protected by Francis's light. This is going to be a very hard attack. I'm pretty much going to need to roll an 18 or above twice in a row here in order to do anything. Oh, wait, I actually have a +4 here. You're so 16 or above twice in a row. All right, first roll is a 14, so I'll already miss. And a nat 20, so I miss. With a 14 +4, it's an 18, which will not hit. Which brings us to Plato.
The Shield of Faith saved her. Otherwise, the AC would have been lowered. What beautiful stuff. But Plato isn't moved by it. He must destroy orbs as he aims far across to the orb on the opposite side. And is going to try his Eldritch Blast. I love 240 feet Eldritch Blast.
It's going to be at disadvantage.
Yep, I'm too afraid. Yeah, nat
Take
1,
a
baby.
stand.
We're not doing it here. We're not doing it on that one. A nat 1 and a 5. It is feast or famine at my house.
All right, folks. Anything else you go, Plato?
No, I'm as far away as I can get. So much so that I keep getting my ass knocked into this pillar.
All right, that brings us to both of the orbs. We know the drill, folks. The monochromatic light pulses first. I need a wisdom saving throw from everybody. And then the black necrotic light pulses second. As all of those effects are ended and attempted to be re-affected.
Do we still have advantage on this?
Yes, it's still going.
Hell yeah.
16
8 and a 3, or 8 and a 13.
Sherilyn has maintained a lot of stuff this combat. For how much shit she's taken, like, she is actually helping a ton.
I'm resilient, if nothing else. So a 16 + 2 for an 18, and then a natural 20 + 2 for a 22.
Fuck yeah. You're neither monochrome nor frightened.
8 + 4 for 12 on wisdom, and then a straight 7 for intelligence.
You are still afraid.
14 + 0 for the wisdom, and then 16 + 3 for the intelligence. 19.
You're unaffected.
14 and 19 on the die for my 2, so I think I'm good too.
You're also good. Hell yeah. As we go to Inara. Inara, one shadow remains.
Yeah, not to be repetitive, but she's going to slash out with a dagger of venom again.
Sounds good. Do so with advantage as you were flanking.
With advantage is 14 + 5 for 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that should do 6 points of slashing damage.
Hell yeah, that is lethal. What does this look like as you kill the last remaining foe?
I guess seeing it going after Sherilyn again and just noticing just how beat up Sherilyn has gotten. She jumps from her position onto, like, trying to get onto its back and stabs down through the base of its neck, causing it to burst in almost like a smoke cloud.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so then she just looks down at Sherilyn. Are you good?
I need a vacation.
Well, I'm sure this oasis will be gorgeous once we clear all these orbs. And she turns to look at the 2 remaining orbs, thinking to herself, there's nothing I can do about them.
Sherilyn, that's your go? Oh, sorry. Unless anything else in your turn now?
Well, let's see. How far am I? 60 feet? 35 feet? What was the range the last time they attacked?
Right now the orbs are pulsing they'd be 110-foot radius.
Yeah, I'd have to leave the space.
Yeah, it's beyond us.
Yeah, okay. No.
I will say neither of the remaining orbs do damage.
Yeah, but I really don't want to be black and white.
Oh, true.
Right, hell yeah. That brings us to Francis.
So, still being frightened, and I can't get any close to that orb.
Wait, isn't Shirley
Wait a second.
next?
It's Sherry's turn.
So, I missed Sherilyn, my bad.
Yeah, I was just puzzling over what I could even do for her turn. What's the deal with this weapon when it comes to throwing it Out of curiosity, because the spear can be thrown.
Yeah, I mean, it can be thrown. As you feel a connection to this weapon that you do not understand. You know that usually you have to like attune to weapons. Something connected you to this blade, and you feel your attunement to it already as it is in your hand. You feel complete control over the ethereal nature and corporeal nature of this weapon. At your will, as much of it can be solid as you want. So it's just a regular spear. You could throw it and then make it completely corporeal. No one else could pick it up while it's thrown. You could throw it through the air. Let's say there's something in the way, like a fence, right? You could phase it through the fence midair and then rephase it using your mind to make it a full spear again midair. But outside of that, it functions just as a regular +1 spear.
So if she threw it and she chose the ethereal attack option, it still physically leaves her hand, correct? And then
100%.
it would just still remain ethereal. Okay. Well, Sherilyn cannot move from where she is because her armaments are way too heavy and it would take way too long to take all of them off in order to move. So, yeah. And I'm going to assume orbs are probably not very dexterous. So, she's going to, with all of her might and a mighty grunt,
remember you have to attack the top orb.
The top one? What was it? Why would I have to attack the top? I don't have fear.
We're attacking them in the order they spawned.
Right. Ooh, well then I don't know if she would be. Could I crawl? Maybe? Could I drag myself 10 feet? That's less than half my movement.
Yeah.
It's not very graceful, but she's very determined. So, yeah, she's going to use her forearms, like her elbows, and like army crawl forward 10 feet just so that she can get within range of this. And raising up on a knee, she will then use all of the power left in her body to send this ethereal spear hurtling through the air towards this orb, and we will be using the ethereal option for that, which is Dex saving throw.
Sounds good.
It still has a chance because it's only 10.
That's a 3 on the die and a no bonus, so it's gonna be a 3 total.
Okay.
And this is this piercing damage?
Yes, it is piercing and radiant damage because of the divine favor.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Perfect. I forgot about the radiant. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So it's gonna do. Well, it might not do, but 5 piercing damage, and then 2 radiant damage.
Hell yeah! That any amount of radiant damage is enough. It just needs the 5 force. This thing hates radiant as the radiant core burns away and it
Redemption
explodes. As you see the hilt, it stays where it is and then falls to the ground, kind of retaining its basic hilt shape. The blade created by you, not currently active.
I mean to discard of my javelins.
Hell yeah, Sherilyn! Anything else in your go?
No, that's her turn.
All right, Francis, that's your go. You are afraid of the one remaining shadow here. It does not look like an orb to you at present. It looks like your greatest fear, but it is the only threat remaining.
Well, the problem is I don't have any ranged arsenal left. Nor can I go towards it. So Francis, like to everyone else, he's just staring, like kind of like a expressionless face at this orb as he doesn't do anything for his turn. It's great. I love it. I'm not dying on the inside.
All right, let's see what we can do. Got this, Eldritch Blast. Well, unfortunately, I will miss.
As the Eldritch Blast goes wide, unfortunately missing, hitting the pillar behind it.
I searched the ground for cool hilts.
You don't see any cool hilts, but you do see about 30 feet ahead of you a beautiful blue glowing etheric crystal that was separated from said hilt.
I saw that thing had fallen. I would like to use my movement to head towards the crystal.
Sounds good. You absolutely do. You reach it. It's right.
I lean over and pick it up. I say, hello.
What arm do you pick it up with?
Oh, well, there's no reason I wouldn't do it. Well, actually, I would. I know it's etheric, right? I'd be careful.
Yeah.
I'd try and use the left arm.
The non-water, the meat arm?
Yeah, the meat arm.
Okay, yeah, you pick it up, no problem. It glows beautifully.
Nice and meaty.
All right, everyone. Everybody roll me a final intelligence saving throw of the fight as this orb tries to pulse out, protecting itself. By trying to infer fear, it's going to be DC 12.
My final natural 20 unnecessarily used here to pass a DC 12 save.
19 plus 3, 22.
Sherilyn gets an 18.
Straight 19.
Hell yeah. I think this orb just looks like an orb for this final round. Inara, that's your go.
Okay, there really isn't... Well, can I throw the dagger at it? Let's see. How far out?
You're not scared, right? Yeah, you can get right up on that
I'm
orb.
not
Fuck that
scared,
orb.
yeah. And it's got 60 feet range when thrown, so... Yeah, why not? She's going to try hurling her magical dagger at the orb, aiming at its center.
Hell yeah. It has an AC of 20 and a damage threshold of 5 for piercing.
Okay. Hold on, wait, what was my plus? Oh, thank God. Okay, 17 on the die plus 5, so 22 to hit.
That definitely will hit. Now you just gotta do above 5 damage in order to shatter the black crystal gemstone at the heart of this orb.
Yes! 4 plus 3, 7.
Hell yeah! As the dagger courses through the center of the orb, finding the black crystal gemstone, pinning it to the wall and shattering it. Almost immediately, as the final orb explodes, it explodes with beautiful, brilliant daylight, as this oasis is entirely filled from top to bottom with light. This curse completely decimated and gone. You watch as this daylight spreads throughout the courtyard. It starts from the top as this remaining Naga egg that sits at the center begins to crack apart. And then with like a high pressure glass, like a superheated glass, it shatters forth. And as the shards from the Naga egg hit the ground beneath it, it becomes this beautiful golden brilliant light that spreads throughout the center of the courtyard here, creating this kind of complex arcane sigil of golden connected lines that appear and maintain, born out of this Naga egg. As it locks into the ground here, the golden light forming this arcane circle at the center of the courtyard. Francis, you recognize this this sigil immediately. It is the crest of the Min family, burnt in gold into the center of this oasis.
Bit awkward.
This golden light fills this entire oasis, clearing this curse away. You all feel yourselves grow stronger as we're advancing to level 5 after a very, very hard-fought and well-won battle.
Hell yeah. Inara's doing a little happy dance because she finally hit an orb.
Yeah, Sherilyn rolls over onto her back and sighs.
And Plato leans up against the wall that has his skull imprinted on it and just sort of slides down to his butt looking at this crystal.
As we come back, you're all kind of panting, exhausted from this large fight, this task you took upon yourself to cleanse this oasis of this devastating curse. A curse you now know built to hide this sigil that seems to have reappeared once the curse was dismissed. You all are just now seeing the sigil form. It looks like the crest of the Min family saw before in that massive statue. The signet ring around the finger spotted previously, as it marks the ground. Sherilyn slumped over where she once stood, her strength slowly coming back to her as you guys begin this short rest. Plato leaning against a wall, in his hand this small etheric crystal. But first and foremost, we all leveled up to level 5. What did we all take? What did we all get? Let's go around the table and talk about that, because 5 is a pretty big level up.
So for Francis, he gets 2 additional spells, Daylight and Fireball, and an additional spell, which I'm going to be using for Spirit Guardians.
But yeah, my favorite.
Just 3 spells a DM never wants to hear you have. Like, Daylight's even rough.
In addition to that, now if I use my Channel Divinity for Turn Undead, I will instantly destroy any undead with a half or lower CR.
That would have been very helpful.
All of the shadows were half CR or lower. All of them. So yeah, that would have been pretty good. Pretty good. But now you have it, because you defeated them and you've learned how to destroy shadows.
Let how much of a bitch they are.
You learned that from cleansing your shadow dog. Oh, yes. Well, Sherilyn gets extra attack at this level, which is very necessary for her, considering her track history with actually landing hits on enemies. And she's also going to get second level spell slots, which is very exciting because I already have my eye on some things. You know, some romantic opportunities with warding bonds. All I'm saying, but also more importantly, obviously, Zone of Truth. Obviously, I'm gonna have to prepare that. It's so fitting for an Inquisitor, I think. Also, we should mention that everyone's proficiency bonus is going up at this level, so that's very exciting.
Hell yeah, that's good stuff. Inara, what are you getting at 5th level?
An extra first and second spell slot. I got some new acid second level spells, acid arrow and flaming spear. But my favorite thing is she is now an artificer savant. You've developed masterful command of magical chemicals, enhancing the healing and damage you create through them, which I'm going to say happened because of all the fucking around she did with the jackal bodies and all the fluids that she extracted from them. Whenever you cast a spell during your using your alchemist supplies as a spellcasting bonus, you gain a bonus to 1 roll of the spell. So either restoring hit points or a damage roll that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage. And the bonus equals my intelligence modifier, which is a +3, so that's aces.
Hell yeah. More potent alchemy from Inara, that makes sense. Do you pick up 3rd level spells at this level? Did you grab any 3rd level spells?
No, not yet. But I am thinking of using my final, what was it called? Artificer Infusion. And enhancing my weapon.
I think that's a good call.
Do that. Yeah. Okay. And that's it.
Did anyone else know that artificers don't get 3rd level spells till level 9? Because I didn't know that till just now. Did you know that, audience? I didn't. I figured it was level 5.
I mean, I've got enough to deal with all the infusions and
stuff. That's
elixirs. Yeah.
Plato, what did you get at level 5?
Yeah, just mostly spell slots for your boy Plato. I get a 3rd level spell up there, and you know I'm the most indecisive man in the universe. So we face so many groups. You know what I mean? I think I'll start with slow, get us a nice big control spell, a nice big control AOE. I also like the idea of quickening a slow, and then just Eldritch blasting them like they're in a barrel of fish.
That's smart too. Yeah, you have 2 Eldritch Blasts now at level 5. That's pretty good. Yeah, so with that, we'll pick back up with Plato. Plato, as previously mentioned, your skull kind of resting in the imprint made by you slamming into this wall a few times now.
Yeah, he has a ringing headache.
In your meat hand, you hold this etheric blue crystal. It like glows with the color of a clean sea, reflecting sunlight. As you hold it over, do you begin to attune to it?
Yeah, I think he's holding it in his palm. He's looking down at it. He's so careful with his arm. It is unstable and not really created by someone in a way. Like he doesn't even really know all the stuff that it might and can do. And so like he sort of probably holds the right hand, the water hand over it and brings it closer as if like almost expecting a static charge. And I just want to make an insight to see if I can figure out if this is like safe. Like I like part of ether in Perian, it can be refined down into dynamite and like gunpowder, right? Like in ways. So the idea of like adding unknown ether things to other ether things feels very dangerous chemically to him. So he just wants to roll insight to see if he can tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bone dice. You know, it's so funny after that whole description. Another nat 1. Why can't I
I'll give you advantage. With your
That's very kind of you.
backstory.
12 plus 0, so it's going to be a 12, which I think gives me a better idea.
A 12, yeah. You have a specific advantage here because this used to be part of something functional, and isn't anymore. It is a shard of something that used to be part of, and I think you've seen something like this before. This has the ability to like cleanse and create clean water. It's refined, like a lot of it together would be able to cleanse a large amount of water, right? This is just a small shard of it. But it looks unharmful. It looks like it has the ability to, if you were able to affect it with magic the right way, either through industrial process or potentially your own individual magic as you hold it, it feels like magnetized to your arm as you keep kind of having to pull it away a little bit, as it seems like very made of that same energy. The ability to create water specifically is like what it was refined for.
Yes, I would assume something like this was used in the grand pump systems, maybe the place that we could use them underneath Breg, where we need clean water for a large population. What a curiosity that it was connected to a blade. But yes, knowing that it is a piece of machinery and not sort of a possessed or evil being trapped inside a crystal, I will spend my short rest attuning to it. And also, once again, because of my headache, I'm listening to Inara's bottle again as we all recover.
Amazing. This is an elemental essence shard of water. The crackling crystal contains the essence of an elemental plane. You can use it as part of your spellcasting focus. And the way this works is whenever you use a meta magic option, you can choose to trigger this. This specific effect on this one is you create a wave of water that bursts out from you in every direction in a 10-foot radius. Each creature of your choice that you can see within that area takes 2d6 cold damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away. So the damage has no saving throw, is automatic. The saving throw is just for the pushback. So if you're ever surrounded... any meta magic you use, you can trigger this on every meta magic usage. If you,
I unlocked my right trigger, guys. My right trigger move. I unlocked it. Did we roll hit die?
Oh yeah, make sure to roll hit die for your level up. That's a great point.
4 for Plato.
Sherilyn's getting a 6 total. And I will also say, as we were talking about hit die, she will not be restoring very much from her short rest. I rolled very, very low on her hit die. So she's still looking very beat up after that encounter, though her strength has returned.
27 hit points at level 5. Sorcerer is insane. What am I supposed to do?
Stronger and stronger. Oh, hide behind Sherilyn.
Yay, Sherilyn has a total of 27 hit points right now.
Francis got a 6+1, so he's up to 42 hit points.
My god, my body is the size of your arm.
What's Inara hit point wise?
She rolled a 7.
Nice.
Oh, I got another sorcerer point too. That's nice.
That's so cool. I love that Alchemist special feature. I think that's really cool. When you ever cast, so pretty much every time you cast Fireball, you can just add +3 to the damage now.
When do artificers get Flash of Genius? Level 6, right?
7.
Yeah.
7?
I want that one so bad.
I want it so bad.
Oh, I guess next level I can use a Warding Flare on other people.
So anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this short rest is characterized by you all sharing a moment of exhaustion and kind of the only sound penetrating the air for a little while being each of your own heavy breathing. Like I imagine this is kind of the space where like everyone's just kind of on the ground, attuning to their newfound items, recovering their hit die, recovering their strength so that they can lift themselves in their heavy armor again. Just kind of silent except for this heavy breathing course across the air as you all regain your strength to travel once more. But it is post this, the gold sigil now recognized as a permanent teleportation circle, one capable of receiving and apparently in some way, shape, or form being activated to send as well, the mechanism not immediately obvious. With this, the short rest comes to an end as you all kind of regain your breath, understand the items that you've connected with a little bit more. Sherilyn, it formed as a spear, but the hilt itself is capable of making pretty much any martial weapon upon your will. You come to that understanding as you gain attunement to it. It is an ethereal hilt that can make an ethereal +1 weapon of your chosen type. But yeah, you all kind of recover, look around at this beautiful oasis, sounds of nature already retaking the land as birds and animals seem to fill in to experience the newly cleansed oasis water. What do we all do?
I think the weapon is still in her hand as she rolls over onto her back and just immediately closes her eyes to take a rest, like utterly drenched in sweat and covered in bruises, as is custom for her recently. And I think in the few moments she has before she really shuts down her brain, like shuts down all of her, unnecessary functions, I think the last thing she's probably thinking of is every single fight that they've had up until this point led up to them being able to survive through that, and that this was, they've been through a lot of very tough encounters together already, but I think that this was the first time collectively they might have actually shared a fear that they might not succeed.
You sense your own heartbeat as it begins to revigorate your muscles as the cursed nature of the shadows touch gives way to a return of your own strength as the short rest comes to an end.
Yes, I've rolled 3 hit die to get myself back up to full. Can't do much for the spell slots on a short rest, but I have attuned to my neat little piece of elemental shard of water plane. I've added it to the kind of like metal cuff around his water arm that connects, or that at least covers up where meat meets water. Sort of pressed it in there like a little gem, and you can see sort of as he did so, the structure within was pulsing with that same oily but bluish light. And he's been looking at this magical teleportation circle that I believe you said Inara had, at least in her own mind, figured out kind of its purpose. Do I recognize it as the same symbol from the statue?
What's your passive insight?
My passive insight is only a 10.
Francis, do you carry any symbols, sigils? Or you don't. You specifically don't carry anything.
He specifically has no embroidering on his outfit that is associated with the Min family.
I'll say, as you look it over, go ahead and give me an insight check.
I think I might have recalled it on Lian Min when I saw it on the
She was definitely wearing it, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it on the statue, I think I might have already made that connection, but let me see if I can. May I roll an intelligence or arcana check based on maybe the context? Why is it here?
You can roll me an intelligence check, but...
Oh, man. Okay, this dice is going away. It's rolled too many nat ones. I don't know anything about this. I'm too distracted from the ringing headache I have from getting my head slammed into this wall.
You know it's magical in nature, for
Thanks,
sure.
yeah, great.
Considering Inara knew on the way to the peace meet that she was to be potentially wed to part of the Min family, would this be a symbol that she recognizes? Like, I'm sure her mom gave her materials to study up on.
Yeah, the relations between Luxoria and the people of Honhop are pretty good in general. I think you've definitely seen this symbol before in one way, shape, or another.
This symbol is clearly a maze. It's a maze we must solve in order to activate it somehow. It's obviously a maze.
So, for her short rest, I believe Inara would have probably, like, sat down somewhere along the edge of that symbol, with her back resting against the little shrubbery, and would have started sketching it and then probably drifted off, considering this was the most at risk she's led a very sheltered life. She's never been in this much danger before, ever. So while physically fine, she was stressed the fuck out. So she's looking up at you like you've lost your mind, and she goes, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Perhaps I am putting the horse in front of the cart a little bit. I was just confused to see it here. And excited, I would say. I've never had a precedent before for cleaning up such a large, desecrated area. It's rather heartening.
It's definitely a welcome sight, she says as she studies the lushness of the oasis as it sort of seems to come back to life or is like lit up again. She's definitely enjoying herself, feeling more at home than she has since the start of this journey, because this is the closest that we've been to what she's used to. But she does tell you, she looks up at you and goes, well, to address your confusion, though, I would be careful approaching the symbol unless you want to end up somewhere else, currently unidentified. Although I truly applaud you if you're willing to take on the risk and go on an experiment with me.
You're all speaking very loudly. And about horses? Sherilyn says while still laying on her back in a flower bed.
Inaris looks up at you. She goes, that's the only thing you registered out of that whole
Horse
conversation.
before
The word
cart.
horse.
An idiom, Sherilyn.
Isn't the idiom putting the cart before the horse?
That would make sense. I've only just learned how to drive a cart, as we've covered.
Okay. Back to the symbol.
Yes, I won't. Plato was like sort of close, maybe leaning over to investigate part of it, and steps backwards. Like, oh, yes, I see it now. I do not want to take a teleportation circle to an unknown place.
Inara nods, but she is a little disappointed. Like, it would have been fun to go and figure out something like that with Plato specifically.
Sir Stalda, Sathon, Inara is getting that look in her eyes near the teleportation circle.
Sherilyn is just gesturing with one lazy arm while she lays on the ground. Could it perhaps get us to Perian quicker?
There is that potential.
Well, considering the nature of the sigil itself, I do not believe Perian is a destination.
Nature of the sigil. What? That it is. Oh, yes, Lian knows this symbol. It is Honhopian? Honhopite? What is the adverb?
Inara looks just as confused as you. She's like, this I do not know.
On hops with an S.
Hoppus.
Honhopus.
Is that what we're settling on, really? Honhoppus?
I think just Honhopian would be the correct way of describing something of it.
Oh, boo.
Honhopper? No. Frog people.
That's their bumper sticker. I'm a Honhopper.
I'm a Honhopper. So you think it would be a portal to Honhop? That could be quite useful. Honhop is very far away.
Yes, well, considering the fact that this is not the first time I've seen my family's sigil outside of Honhop, I am not entirely certain as to where it might lead.
Or who left it here?
Maybe this was part of an outpost spanning from this location to where we saw the statue. Francis, were your family colonizers?
Really, Plato?
What, is this impolite? Mine were. It was a whole problem.
Yeah, we know.
You never shut up about it.
Phrase it this way. You are the rarity in this situation.
I'm just saying, you can discuss these things with a certain amount of, practicality. It's a reason why you might find Min family things here, is all I'm saying.
To Sardavian's credit, my family does have a history of being quite expansionist. However, we, as far as I'm aware in recent history, have not ventured beyond the jungles.
Puzzling why that might be the issue.
I'd also like to add that the relations between our two countries have been quite amicable and profitable in recent years, so it stands to reason that a connection between an established oasis such as this and a Hanhopian, she says, a little questioningly, port should exist.
Well, I have maybe an idea about that. It is, I suppose, possible to rest here for longer, but I know we were headed towards the distillery, towards the alcohol place, we were headed towards where Enka directed us. And I think it also in that path, Rob, at least like somewhere along that route, we might run into the dragons that I saw. Is there a chance? Yeah.
Absolutely. They were that same direction. They were probably past where the distillery is, nestled underneath one of those massive wave crests, in this field of oranges and other fruits, as well as, of course, the agave plants that they use to make the liquors. But yeah, it's a good potential that they're also that way, the small dragons you saw.
So two matters about that. If we head forward and maybe pursue Rourke, we could rest there if we have the energy to do so now. Or, I mean, we just cleared, as far as I can tell, it's 6, 12, 24, 24,000 feet of oasis. And I think the Dragonborn might be attracted to that. As I mean, they'll definitely have seen it, right? So there's a possibility if we rested here, they could come to us, which may also be a bad thing, though. We are supposed to trust the dragons, I remember constantly.
I would not consider it a bad thing if we were to come upon some of the nomads of the desert.
More importantly, and as Sherilyn is laying on her back, staring directly up into the sky, she shields her eyes with her forearm.
Sherilyn, we can prop you up. Would you like us to?
No, I'm quite well. But I was going to remark on the heat of the sun if we remain here.
Oh, you're cooking out there. Here, let's drag you.
Wait! Nope!
You know what? Between the strength reductions between all of us, I don't even know if with 3 of us we could drag you right now, so you might have to boil there for a little.
This is Medean armor. Be gentle with it.
Maybe a tent over you to block you from the sun or something.
Inara starts picking up, like, palm tree fronds. And she's, like, sitting there holding it over your head.
Well, I do like this view. However, point still remains, it will get quite hot if we remain here, and I am in full metal, yes, as you've observed.
Well, the full metal, you're going to have to make a decision about whether we stay in the oasis or leave. I don't think your situation would benefit from us leaving a source of water and shade. So you are going to have to make a tactical decision here.
Right. Water that is no longer cursed, one would hope.
Absolutely.
I can always try and purify it with my new shard, if it was.
I wonder how Rourke is reacting to finally having his sight back.
As nice as it is here, we do have to go check on them at some point.
I imagine him just on his horse riding through the desert, and all of a sudden, I can see!
Yeah. I imagine he was trying to hustle someone at a game of darts and just lost his advantage. Well, after the short rest, our strength's back, right? So we could get on the horses and probably make beat feet for it. How late in the day is it?
Not that late. Probably 2 p.m. after the short rest or so. You guys set out to deal with the oasis pretty early in the morning.
I do believe we only have the 2 horses between us, right?
And they're a little ways away.
And in this case, I believe that just the short rest will do me well enough, at least to get to our next location. We've tarried long enough here, and the beasts seem to be gone, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty much out of spell slots, but I back up to full health thanks to the short rest, so I think we can probably make it to that place by nightfall.
I am half health and do not have spell slots, but I'll be all right, as always.
How long of a trip is this, Rob? Like,
it looks pretty close, but that can be deceiving in the desert, especially with the pretty far-reaching horizon here. But probably just a couple hours.
Okay, so it's within view, like on the horizon,
yeah,
sort of.
100%. Yeah, you can see the groves. They like the first dune there has these groves and fields that line around this kind of large wooden three-story structure that is pretty obviously the distillery.
Okay. Just to be safe, Inara will reach into her bags and pull out the potion of healing that she had created the last morning when we woke up, and she's gonna hand it to Sherilyn, like, hold on to this just in case. It's on the horizon, so I don't expect us to encounter anything, but you never know in the desert.
She'll reach up and take it from you. I have to say, my lady, I'm not exactly enthusiastic about drinking another potion at this moment, but I will hold on to it and trust that from you it will not again cause me some sort of ailment or have spider in it.
I promise it has no creepy crawlies in it.
Absolutely zero.
None whatsoever. I used purely herbs and plants to make it.
No hairs of strange beasts or...
No, not in this one. She thinks back to the portion of swiftness that she made with Rourke's feathers, and like, I mean, that happened like 2 days ago. I promise you.
Inara's potions, no spider guarantee. Most of the time. I will go get Grizzly and Hawken if they are still tied up outside and brings them in now that it is safe. And since we are also, if they let me, I know I'll get Grizzly and hope Hawken follows because I assume I cannot tell him to do anything.
You could ask. But I think we should definitely lead them to the oasis to get some water before we head out.
All right, Grizzly. Sir Harkin, if you would like to come inside and get a drink of water, it is safe now.
The horse has been knighted.
We all just call each other sir. I just assumed we're all knights.
He looks at you like, you're not my supervisor. Like, he has a very, like, who do you think you are? Kind of, like, horse scowl on his face.
I have shaken my head at him. Come on.
Roll me an animal handling check.
I knew this would happen. He doesn't...
You did not realize you needed to earn the respect of me and my steed.
Oh, a 17 plus 0, though. Probably it's the best animal handling check I will ever roll.
Yeah, that is very good. With that, he kind of like looks where you just were looking for Sherilyn, and then like looks towards you again.
I point to where she is on the ground. Oh, you cannot see her because she's fallen over. She cannot... I just thought it would be easier for you to go to her.
Hello? Hearken to me!
Harkin quickly rides to his owner's side.
I feel like he knows her like that scene from the Two Towers with Aragorn and his horse. She would reach out and lazily pat him on the snoot. All right, you gonna help me up or what? And she'd reach her hand up into the strap of the saddle, and Harkin would take a couple of steps forward, and as he did so, she would use this to help herself into standing.
Francis, you hear whispers coming out of the portal. As everyone around is standing, it's your birthright. Kind of emanating from the golden sigil, like the sound is like a mist that seems to be kind of escaping and heading, and it hits you every now and then as it just kind of buzzes past your ear. Every now and then, a word recognizable: duty, reward, honor, sacrifice, in a cascade of these whispering voices. Doesn't appear like anyone else is hearing it, or at least isn't reacting as they all gather their things and stand up.
Yeah, as like they're getting ready to head out, Francis would kind of like very like not cautiously, but very like slowly just walk over to the sigil, mindful of the border around it, and kind of like look at it and kind of like see, is there anything that's kind of like outstanding of the sigil itself, either in the markings or the arcane nature of it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
15.
As you look it over, and specifically look over the sigil, you realize that it's engraved into the ground here, just a few half inches deep, or just a half inch or so deep into the ground. But you come to understand the mechanism that if something or some liquid of some sort fills this, it would activate it as you stare into it. Also, give me a wisdom saving throw as you stare into the void and the void stares back.
We love these. 14 plus 7 for 21.
That's definitely going to save. As just for a second, your eyes, you see in front of you that same vision from your dream the night before of being consumed by that darkness and just these cracks of gold peeking through. As you feel fully observed for just a moment, your vision snaps back to the gold sigil on the ground in front of you. Your right hand is now gripping onto a dagger that you have on your person as you resist whatever this was.
He would, like, knowing what would activate it and then, like, piecing together what he was for a moment compelled to do, very, like, quickly take his hand off the dagger and stand up and away from the sigil, kind of realizing that this is not exactly a harmless little piece of artwork on the ground.
As you step away, the whispering, which kind of grew quiet for a second, grows much louder, angry. You can't make out words now, just emotion as like rage voices fight against this barrier that's preventing them from making sense. Just the echo of that is occurring to you, coming out of the ground here, as you kind of back away.
Yeah, like if anyone was to see Francis right now, he's kind of just looking away, like trying to keep his gaze off of it, while also very clearly, like almost deep in thought, like trying to make sense of the noise coming from it and connecting it between his meditation and the brief vision that he just gotten. So much so that he's like already like walking like kind of to the west towards like the waterfall.
Yes, as Harkin pulls Sherilyn into standing. She straightens and she's facing directly towards you as you're having this moment with the void and there's a dagger in your hand. She would call out to you, Sir Thon, what on earth are you doing?
It is it's no matter, nothing, just a brief lapse, if you would.
You have drawn your weapon and you are calling this a lapse?
I'm not sure what I would call it, to be fair.
Should we remove it from your person?
No. I am quite within control of my faculties right now. I'm sure it'll all pass.
Are you sure? Because the last time one of us experienced a lapse was with me and the slip, and when that happened, I seem to recall all of you taking that from me.
Francis was about to say something, and he's like, actually, no, yeah, that is kind of what happened. So he will, in like a kind of like sign of resignation, like walk over to Sherilyn and draw the dagger out from the sheath and hand it to her by the handle.
She'll take it from you. Ah, yes. Good man.
But I will say that whatever this sigil purpose is, it is definitely not necessarily nefarious in nature, but not the most good intentioned.
And how did you ascertain this?
He kind of points at the dagger and is like, it wanted a blood sacrifice to activate it.
I'm sorry, you and a blood sacrifice. She's shaking her head. She looks like she's in disbelief.
I look over at Inara. Still want to try it?
She looks down at her arms, like she's thinking about it for a second, and then looks at the scissors and goes, No.
I was kidding.
No, even I won't go that far. There are things you just don't mess with.
So we're united in the thought of leave it alone and do not give it blood. And remove any sharp objects from Sir Thon.
Yes, I would like to ask the Dragonborn about it, but we should leave it for now.
Whoever had left it here clearly did not want people to know that it's here, whether it be the Dragonborn nomads or anyone for that matter, given the difficult nature it was to discover it.
Good enough reason to meet them on the neutral ground of the Mescalary instead of having them find us here. Francis didn't mention anything about the whispers, right? He didn't say anything about the whispers. Damn, okay. Well, I don't want to stay in the place that is trying to compel Francis to give him his blood any longer. And I hop up on Grizzly.
And I am very enthusiastic at the concept of potentially free alcohol in the face of cleansing this oasis. And she will climb onto Harkin.
I always forget how much Sir Sherilyn likes a nip.
Pardon? Oh, you mean alcohol.
That's what I meant.
With that, Francis will hop on Grizzly with Plato.
Inara jumps up and lands behind Sherilyn.
On the way out, Harkin does grab some water. Grizzly already was drinking some of the fresh oasis water now that it's been decursed. The water itself, beautiful, see-through, looks very refreshing and cool in this hot Luxorian day. As you all gather and begin riding down the large sandy dune that serves as kind of a ramp coming off of the cursed oasis, having bypassed the webways as well as the glass dunes that make up either side here, moving closer and closer to Perian and Netter's Rally, the river that will take you directly to the system of lifts that will allow passage into Netter's Rally proper. Getting closer and closer, not long to go at all, just a matter of a day or so.
Hey, it's Mickey. Thank you so much for listening. Our cover is by Julia Folkart. You can find more of her work in the Instagram link in our episode description. And our theme music is by Dustin Goddard. Thanks again for listening.